What a difference 6 months can make when the nation is being led by someone who has common sense and who knows more than just community organizing and race baiting. As of Friday morning, our new president, Donald J. Trump, has decreased the U.S. national debt since his inauguration by an astonishing $103 billion. That makes it the first time in modern American history that the national debt has actually gone down. In contrast, former President Barack Hussein Obama actively increased the U.S. national debt by $899 billion during the same time when he took office, from January to July of 2009. No wonder we were in a deep recession by that point in time. Where did the money even go? I bet the middle class never saw any of it. That's a difference of over $1 trillion. It's no wonder how the spender-in-chief Barry Soetoro was able to add $20 trillion during his 8 long and dark years as president. Who can forget when during the 2008 campaign then-candidate Senator Obama from Illinois branded the debt that President George W. Bush accumulated as being unpatriotic? He also then went on to add that the problem was that President Bush had taken out a credit card from the Bank of China in the name of our children. Obama also said that by doing this Bush drove up our national debt from $5 trillion for the first 42 presidents to $9 trillion, almost doubling the national debt. Obama even had the audacity to scold W for having over $9 trillion of debt that we are going to have to pay back. That was $30,000 for every man, woman, and child. He said clearly that that was irresponsible and unpatriotic. Later Barry would go on to add more debt in his first 3 years than President Bush added in his 8. But in Obama's case, all we got for his out-of-control spending spree was a mediocre economy, dying workforce, and sky-high poverty and welfare dependency. The New York Post reported in August that Obama's leaving his successor. Under Obama, the U.S. is now clearly a detonation with an economy that is growing at the worst post-recession pace since the Great Depression. By the time Barack Obama leaves office in January of 2017, he will have amassed $1 trillion. When he took over as president in January 2009, the U.S. debt was $10.6 trillion. Obama will have doubled the U.S. debt in his 8 years in office. This means that Obama will have added to the U.S. debt as much as all prior 43 presidents have done cumulatively, in his first 6 years in office, accumulated under a president of any country ever. He went from $1.4 trillion in 2009, to $1.3 trillion in 2010, to $1.3 trillion in 2011, to $1.1 trillion in 2012, to $0.7 trillion in 2013, to $0.5 trillion in 2014. No other president has surpassed $0.5 trillion in a single year. George W. Bush incurred $5 trillion in national debt over 8 years, which included 911 wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and the 2008 recession, but Obama matched Bush's debt in his first 4 years in office alone. After such horrible numbers, Obama then brags about cutting the deficit by a third. This is true in that Obama cut the deficit from $1.4 trillion record amount set in 2009 to $0.5 trillion in 2015. But what Obama doesn't share is that no other president came close to the more than $1 trillion deficits Obama incurred in his first 4 years in office. GW had a $0.5 trillion deficit, but that was in 2008. What's really sad about Obama's spending is that there isn't much to show for it. No major infrastructure improvements have taken place. The military is in shambles, and it appears NASA spends more time on global warming than on space exploration. The majority of the costs that led to Obama's debts were in social programs. 25% of the federal budget went to health programs including Medicaid, Medicare and Obamacare. 24% of the 2015 budget went towards Social Security. Another 13% went towards more subsidies like benefits for federal retirees and veterans, education, science and medical research, and another 10% went to the Earned Income Tax Credit and Child Tax Credit. which assist low and moderate income working families, and programs that provide cash payments to eligible individuals or households, referred to as safety net programs. In total, 72% of the U.S. federal budget goes towards social programs. Only 16% goes towards defense and international security assistance, whatever that is. 6% goes towards interest on the debt, and the remaining 6% goes towards infrastructure and other. As the U.S. continues to increase its debt and with rising interest rates, the portion of the federal budget spent on interest will drastically increase. Rates are very low now, but even slight increases will increase the U.S. debt interest payments significantly. The $20 trillion in debt also does not include the more than $100 trillion in estimated unfunded liabilities related to these social programs and government employee pensions. Obama's spending is immoral and has left the country with a tremendous burden, especially when rates go up. What a mess Obama has left the U.S. from his presidency in debt alone. Thank goodness a U.S. president is only able to serve 2 terms. Please share if you are thankful Barack Hussein Obama is not our president anymore. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.